This is definitely one of those situations where you feel like something's missing from the movie, and if you look into it, then probably there is.
Ooh, that's a hot mug, guy.
Hey guys, this is my review for Havoc, the newest film directed and written by Gareth Evans, director of films such as The Raid 1 and 2 and The Apostle. Havoc finished filming back in 2021. It has been nearly 4 years since this film finished filming, and we are just getting it now, and I can kind of see why. Supposedly, a few of the reasons why this film was delayed was lots of reshoots. I also kind of want to imagine this movie was butchered in the editing department, because it really does feel like you're missing a lot of a movie. This film follows Tom Hardy's character, clearly a dirty cop who has some aspirations of trying to redeem himself, but truly is just pretty much given with what he is in and the company that he keeps. Some of these people who he tries to keep company with just so happen to be wrongfully accused of murdering this drug lord's son. Turns out it's actually these other dirty cops, and it kind of comes to this conclusion. This movie is an hour and 47 minutes long, and I just told you the entire plot. Yet somehow it takes about an hour to explain all of that, and I don't know why it does, because it shouldn't. The biggest thing I'm comparing this movie to, obviously, is The Raid 2. The Raid 2 was so phenomenally well done in terms of its pacing. All of the action in that movie is phenomenal, but it was actually a really good undercover story, living amongst criminals, a criminal hierarchy, the disillusion of a father trying to prepare his son, who is very, very spoiled and very undeserving of the role, but he is still, by honor, duty-bound to his son, even if his son is not doing the same for him. None of that complexity is in Havoc. Quite literally, drug lord's son gets killed by dirty cops. These other people get blamed. Everyone tries to kill these people who are blamed, including the dirty cops, who then get themselves re-involved with it, and Tom Hardy's just off to the side just killing people. I really wanted to like this movie, and there were certain moments where I didn't mind it. At the very beginning, there is this chase scene that is done entirely in CG, and some people are probably going to be like, what the hell is that? Why are you doing that? Now, admittedly, I thought of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, because David Fincher did that entire chase sequence on the motorcycle, and this one, you almost get it, but there are certain times where it's like, that doesn't look good. And then they just, for some reason, thought to keep doing that. There are so many scenes that are in alleyways that are clearly CG backgrounds. There are cars that pass characters by that are CGs. Like, you could not afford to bring an actual vehicle in to just drive it past this character. It's so jarring. It takes you out of the movie, and you're already barely holding on because the means in which the pacing is going absolutely nowhere. And I'm not saying this as a person who was just expecting action throughout. The Apostle, which Gareth Evans did before COVID, I actually really like that one. And there's one really good fight scene, which I think takes like maybe 10 seconds. But the rest of that story was so well portrayed, so well delved into, with the horror, the mystery, the shroud that covered the evident force that was in that movie, and you slowly delving further and further into the muck to figure it out. That movie is like 2 hours long, and I was very entertained with The Apostle. I cannot say the same for Havoc. Everyone's performances in this movie is kind of Tom Hardy truly just looks like he's miserable throughout the whole movie and just walking. Timothy Olyphant is here. There is this main lady who's affiliated with the son of Forrest Whitaker, which, by the way, Forrest Whitaker's in this movie because he's apparently a corrupt mayor who knows and has affiliated with a lot of the dirty shit that Tom Hardy has done. But if you removed him from this movie, I almost want to say nothing would change, except for maybe one scene near the end. And it's his lacking inclusion in this movie that makes me think that there's a ton of this film that's on the cutting room floor. The Raid 2 was nearly 2.5 hours long. How on earth does he go from that to this? He did Gangs of London, which was a 3-season story. How does he go from this to this? But do you want to know if the fight scenes are good? Sure. They're all right. I think there are some interesting parts. There's some good gory parts. There's some good, like, whoa parts. But obviously it's not as fast as any of the Raid movies, and it just doesn't warrant its existence. That's probably the biggest thing for me. I love Gareth Evans as a director and a writer. I think he has found a niche that works really well. And even for Gangs of London, it worked there, and I didn't think it would. but not here. They tried to make a story that takes place in the States, yet it apparently was all filmed in London. And it just doesn't make sense. None of it feels right. That probably explains why all of the CG exterior scenes are the way they are. It just doesn't work. There's no reason for you to care about the characters. There's no reason for you to care about the story. And there's no reason for you to really have much investment in the fight scenes other than to be like, oh, that was cool. Havoc is a really big disappointment for me, and I'm kind of hard to say that. I had to motivate myself to do this review because I feel like I have as much motivation to do this review as Tom Hardy did having to make that movie. So in the end, I'm gonna give Havoc a 2 out of 7. I'm really hurt to say that. The Raid 2 was my favorite movie of 2014, and I really hope that whatever happens from this, Evans is gonna go in a different direction and just maybe he just won't work with Netflix again, because I just don't understand how they had such a great first film and then this film is ass. Curious to see what you guys have to say. Did you guys enjoy this movie? What is your favorite Gareth Evans film? Apologies as well for my voice. I'm a little sick, so that's why, and then so is my dog, if you can hear her down there. But yeah, anyways guys, thank you for your time. Hope you enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys next time.